What is up, guys? Chris, Professional Dad, and I am back with another knife video. And thankfully, this is the last one I'm doing today. I'm going to be gone for a few days. Got some things going on in the family, so I've been pumping out videos for the last few hours, trying to get up enough videos to where I could basically keep content coming out the next couple days. And this is the last one I'm doing tonight because my brain is shot. But this was a knife video that I've been wanting to do for a few days. A few days ago, I put out a video of my favorite American-made folders. And I told you guys that I would follow it up with a video of my favorite American-made fixed blades. And I've done some other videos in the meantime, but here it is. These are my favorite American-made fixed blades. I've got a lot, just like the folders, I've got several. I was looking around, trying to decide which ones I wanted to put in here. And when I was first getting into videos and I loved my knives so much, I had a hard time whittling them down. I'd do a video with 25 knives, 30 knives. 20 would be the knives I wanted to show. And then I'd have 5 alternates, 5, honorable mentions. It's just crazy. And the next thing you know, I got 30 knives and it takes 2 days to go through them all. So this is going to be really quick. I'm just going to show you these. No specs or anything like that. No weights. I will say this. I was looking at these and I was looking at a lot of my other fixed blades, and I was looking at a lot of them that aren't American made fixed blades. With folders, a lot of times you can truly tell the difference between an American-made fixed blade, or a folder, and a non-American made folder. You just can. I mean, there's a certain style to a lot of American-made knives. It just is. That's not always the case, but a lot of times you can really tell, like a Hinderer or a McNeese or a Chris Reeves. Like, you can tell the difference between those, even in Kaiser or Vosteed. Those are great knives, but you can tell a difference in those knives and the brands. No question. You can spot them a mile away. You can hold them in your hand and you can tell a difference. Even if you're not a knife person, you could tell the difference in the two brands and the two knives. No question. I was looking at the fixed blades, and not so much. And I'll give you an example. Like right here. This is an Italian-made knife. This is a Lion Steel. This is the T5. This is a fantastic knife. It's hard to tell unless you know what you're talking about and you know what the differences are. It's hard to tell this from an American-made fixed blade because there's not a lot that goes into them except for just the blade steel, the shape or design, and the handles. So unless you know the maker's style, or their mark, sometimes it's hard to tell a fixed blade, whether it's American made or it's not. Folders, not so much. Fixed blades, it's a lot harder to tell a difference. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite fixed blades. I'm going to start with the really small one, and I think that this is a fantastic one. This is a former vet, does these. I saw them at Blade Show. They had a ton of knives out. They have a lot of knives that are similar, but in different sizes. I mean, they do have different knives, different style of knives and stuff, but they have a lot that's a similar. You can tell they're knives when you see them. And it is Straub, Chris Straub. This is, or Straub, however you say his name, I'm not sure. This is a fantastic little knife. This is an EDC knife. This is a mini. This is the Straub Mini. It is sweet. I like this thing a lot. I like the handle. Now, it's only a 3-finger knife, 3-finger handle, but I mean, it feels great in the hand. I like the hammered marks. I like this style up here. It's almost like jimping, but it's not jimping. It's it's just patterned into the steel instead of making jimp marks with a grinder or a tool. They literally used some type of a press when they were pressing out the steel or blacksmithing the steel, and they gave it a jimp style feel to the top spine. 1095 blade steel, extremely sharp, a very nice Wharncliffe blade, good flat grind. I mean, this thing is a razor blade, and it's going to be easy to sharpen. It's 1095, just a really good little EDC fixed blade. You know, like the CRKT Spew and stuff like that, you see a lot of these little neck knives, for instance, that have this style of blade, but this is something altogether different. It is a fantastic little knife. Now, they're not cheap, but I said it in the other video about American-made knives. Good things ain't cheap, and cheap things ain't good. This is a fantastic knife. Comes with a cool little sheath. Yeah, I like the textured grip, the handles, everything. I really like this thing a lot. Great knife. I think these are about $160. Is that what they are? About $160 for these? So it's a cool knife. I might be off on that. It might be a little less or a little more. I can't remember, but I think it's right around that. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And I'll link all these in the description below. Let's go with the large knife. I love this knife. In my opinion, this is the best maker right now doing fixed blades. You all that watch my videos, you should know exactly who I'm talking about right now, because I say this all the time whenever I talk about him and his knives. In my opinion, right now, he is the best fixed blade maker there is on the market. Now, there's a lot of good ones, but he's in a league of his own, and that is TJ Schwartz. This is the Lost Trail 5. This is A2 tool steel for the blade. Fantastic, big, thick. All you've got to do is watch, who is it? Gideon's Tactical, his video, or anybody's video on the Lost Trail 5, and you'll see. I've done 3 knife challenges with this knife right here, and people that aren't familiar with it, they will pick other knives over it, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, if you really knew anything about this knife, there's nothing that I can think of that would beat this at all. In my opinion, for survival, bushcraft, I mean, whatever it may be. Now, it's too big for EDC, too heavy, but I mean, a chopper, wood, wood processing, whatever you need to do, this is going to handle it. This is a fantastic knife. I love this thing. They're right at $200. Rich light handles, awesome. By the way, you can go onto his site, TJ Schwartz. A lot of times they're sold out, so you got to wait for drops. But you can go on there and you can actually have one made the way that you want. You can have it made with the color handle you want, the color blade that you want, the blade coating, whatever. And you can kind of customize it, and you might get a little bit quicker than waiting on the normal drops. That's how I always recommend people get them. You get it for the same exact price. That's what I did, and I actually got mine quicker instead of waiting on another drop. This is a cool little knife. Oh my gosh, this is a tactical knife. This is an EDC knife. You can use this for bushcraft and wood prep and feather sticking or whatever you need to. But it's just all around cool. And that is the Tops CAT, Covert Anti-Smearism. I always say that. I will not say the word. Starts with the T. You guys know the word. YouTube don't like it. A jimped thumb ramp right here. Cool textured G10 handles. I mean, this thing is just awesome. Red spacers. That is a really cool 1095 blade stock. It's a thick blade stock, so you can beat on it and stuff like that, and baton and feather stick with it. But it's a great little EDC knife or tactical knife. Just fantastic. It's Tops. Tops is an American-made company. Everything that they produce is high quality. It's great, good warranty. Another 1095, so it's going to be easy to sharpen. An amazing knife right here. Amazing, amazing knife. I love that thing. Ooh, I'll show you one. This is a cool knife. I've told you guys the story of this many times. This is the only custom fixed blade that I really have from a custom maker. This is from Death Valley Forge. This is the Jackal. This is a beautiful, beautiful knife. And I've told the story. Look at those green liners, spacers, I should say. Man, what a knife. I love the jimping on top of that and those hammer marks, that little maker's mark there. I've told the story of this. I went into the pawn shop. It was in brand new condition with the sheath, everything. And it was, I think, $300. I might have got it for $250, $275. I can't remember. But there was 2 other ones from Death Valley Forge there, 2 other models that they make. Somebody must have bought them or had them or collected them, gotten a hard spot, sold them to the pawn shop. I went in there. I bought this one, came home, looked them up, saw this one was like $550, $600 when it was new, but they were sold out. They don't make this one anymore. It's discontinued. But all their other ones are like $600, $700, and they're amazing. Everybody loves their stuff. I went back to like 2 days later because the next day something was going on. So I went back 2 days later to get the other 2. They were both already gone. They sold them that day. And I think the same person might have bought both of them, because he obviously knew what he was looking at. And I kick myself every time I see this knife, because I should have got all 3 of them. A fantastic American-made knife right here. They're awesome. They're on Facebook, Death Valley Forge. They make some cool knives. Now, this is in W2 steel, W2. So fantastic. I love this thing. I love the leather sheath that it comes with. It's fantastic. Feels good in the hand. A great EDC knife right there. You'll notice all of my knives have these lines on them right here. I tell everybody what that's from is where my kids have pencils, and I'll take them and I sharpen the pencils on all of my kids' pencils for homework or drawing or whatever they are doing and need their pencil sharpened for. So you'll see knives all over the place with these daggone marks, folders, fixed blades, everything. I do more with knives sharpening pencils than anything else I do. But yeah, that's a fantastic knife. Fantastic knife. All right, this is a good one. SE4. Come on. Enough said. This is one that's in S35VN instead of a high carbon steel blade. They do a lot of high carbon steel, but this is in S35VN. This has the 3D textured handles. Just amazing. It comes with the molded sheath and everything. Typical big thick stock American made knife. Everybody knows Essie. They're fantastic. They are as good for camping, outdoors, survival, bushcraft. And this isn't too big for EDC. You can use the SE4 for EDC. SE3, SE4. Beyond that, it's probably a little too big for EDC, but the SE4 you can use as an EDC knife. A lot of people have actually told me that they use the SE4 for EDC. Here's what I say about the SEs all the time. There are knives on this table right now. One in particular. All right, let's say this one, for instance. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I personally think that this knife is better than this knife. Hands down. No question. I'm not saying it's made better or anything. I just think it's a better knife. Everything about it, I think it's a better knife. But several of these knives up here are as good or better than this one. But if I was only getting one fixed blade because of my financial situation, or because I was only going to get one, I wasn't going to get more than one. I'm a one and done guy. I'm getting one fixed blade and that's it. I don't need to collect knives. I don't need more than one. I just need one to use and that's it. It's going to be an Essie. I don't care how much better these other knives are than an Essie. When you break an Essie, God forbid, it's replaced. You break this knife, yeah, it's got a warranty. but it ain't a no questions asked warranty. And how many times do we see, I just had somebody talking to me earlier, yesterday I think it was, about Microtech and a few other knives, and they was talking about how they were literally faulty issues, manufacturer faulty issues, but they weren't covered by the warranty because they couldn't prove that it was a manufacturer faulty situation. So the warranty wouldn't cover it. A lot of times warranties will be really great warranties, but there's strings and stipulations attached to them. Just because on paper it's a fantastic warranty doesn't mean that it's a fantastic warranty. Now, most American-made companies like Microtech and stuff are absolutely fantastic warranties. I'm not trying to say that they're not. But the ESEE has a no questions asked warranty. So if I'm only able to buy one knife, or if I'm only going to buy one knife, it's going to be an ESEE. Because this knife, even if it's better than this knife, it ain't that much better than this knife. I can cut anything with this, then I can cut with this. I can do anything with this, then I can do with this. Now, this might do it a little bit easier or a little bit better, but oh well. This will get the job done. And the difference is, I don't have to baby this one. I don't have to worry about snapping it or breaking it or chipping it or anything like that, or snapping the tip. I don't have to worry about any of that. With this one, I would always be worried, because if it did break or snap and the warranty don't cover it, I got to buy another one. So I might be out if I can't afford to get another knife. But if I have this, I can do everything that that knife can do, and I don't have to baby it. Because if it does snap, break, or anything, no questions asked, send it in. And I've said this before. They have a motto: if you can break it, you deserve another knife. They don't want you to intentionally do it, but if you do, if you can snap this knife in half, you let them know. They want to hear the story, and they're going to give you a new knife. That's why I always say ESEE is the best way to go for a fixed blade. If you are on a budget, or if you're only getting one knife, make sure it's an ESEE. Right here, former vets, former spec op guys that served our country, was on the line. They used a lot of knives. They went off and started a company. Spartan Blades, right here. These guys are legit heroes. They're American warriors. Spartan Blades. This is the Alala. This thing is fantastic. Now, it's a great EDC knife, but it's a great tactical or fighting knife. Good micarta handles. Good thick blade stock. This is 1095 Crovan blade steel. That's just a way that they do the steel. I think they freeze it and stuff and go through several different processes for tempering the blade. But it doesn't have the best edge geometry or blade geometry to be a slicey knife or something like that. But it is a great knife for EDC, for fighting, for tactical, whatever. And I don't ever suggest anybody use a knife for fighting. I shouldn't even call it that. But they do call some knives fighting knives. It is what it is. Don't use knives to fight. That's crazy. Anybody doing that needs mental help. But unless you're practicing, it's just, katas and stuff like that. We all do that in martial arts. I did that for 20 years in martial arts but I never actually went out to the street wanting to fight with knives. That's crazy. But this is a fantastic knife. I mean, it's a tactical knife. It's an EDC knife. It's just a great option. I can't remember what these things run, because I got it on Blue Ridge, so I got it considerably less. Like, I got a really, really good deal on this, like better than half price. So I can't remember what these things sell for, but they ain't cheap. But these are fantastic knives. Fantastic. I love this thing. I actually got the Alala and the Astor, and I have called this the Astor before, and the Astor I've called the Alala. I get them mixed up, but this is the Alala. It's a fantastic knife. If you ain't supporting Spartan Blades, you need to, because they're American heroes, American warriors. We need to support guys like that, our vets. Here we go. This is a good knife. One of the best knives in the world when it's a pinch. If the apocalypse ever happens, this is the only knife I'm grabbing. Now, I'm going to wrap it with paracord or put some scales on it, but this is the knife I'm grabbing because it's in crew wear. This is the Benchmade Adamus. I've seen so many, look it up, watch the videos, the Dutch boys and all that other stuff. They literally shot it. They literally shot the blade. It shook it off. They was chopping bricks. They was hitting it with hammers. They was doing they stabbed it into a tree and was standing on the blade trying to snap it in half, and it wouldn't snap. They were so impressed with how much torture this knife could take because it's crew wear. Now here's the deal. This is not a knife that is going to be great for bushcraft. This ain't a knife that's going to be slicey for food prep or a great knife for EDC. This isn't a knife that's going to be good for any one specific task. But it's a knife that can do every one of those specific tasks. It ain't meant for them, and it ain't the best at any one of those, but it can do any one of those, if that makes sense. This would be a perfect knife for the apocalypse, for survival. You can go through car doors, you can chop blades, you can chop bricks, you can do whatever you want, and this thing's going to shake it off and keep going. Hold its edge, do whatever. These things are fantastic. I would lash this thing to a stick and use it like a spear, whatever. You can hunt with this. You can do whatever you need. If I was going to be in a survival situation, this is the knife I want. For sure. No question. Just because I know it's not going to snap or break, and I can do some extremely torturous things to the blade, and it's going to hold up well. So, again, bug out bags, for instance. You know, bug out bags, you want a good knife in a bug out bag. But if you ever needed your bug out bag, there's a SHTF. That's the, anagram or whatever it is, for things going sideways, the apocalypse. And if that ever happens and you truly need your bug out bag, you don't need just a normal knife. You don't need one. Plus, they're probably going to be everywhere anyways. You can find one. You need something that is meant for a true survival apocalypse situation, and that is the Adamus. This thing is a beast. I should have already put scales on it. I love it. I just don't beat on it or use it. I just don't. So I just haven't been rushed to. But this thing is awesome. By the way, these things right now, they was retailing for $250. They're actually up now. I think they're getting closer to $300 right now. I got this at Dan's in Lexington. Dan's Gun Shop. Or not Dan's. Dan's is the Bud's. Not Dan's. I'm sorry. Dan's is a pawn shop here in town. Bud's Gun Shop. They've got him in Tennessee. They've got him in Kentucky. Bud's Gun Shop. Hickok 45 uses Bud's all the time. Bud's Gun Shop. They're on the internet, everything. They were selling these for $200 brand new in the box out the door. And they still got several. So if you're wanting a Benchmade Adamus for a good deal, call Bud's, Lexington, Kentucky. They've still got some. $200. You can't beat that price on this knife. Let's see. All right, only a couple more knives. This, the knife I just got at Blade Show. Come on, TKL, the Combatant. I'm so eager to really put this through the paces for EDC. I mean, come on. Micarta scales. This thing is beautiful. They got that nickel boron coating. The only thing about TKL that surprises me, because these things ain't cheap. Oh my gosh, they're expensive. And if you go online, they're always sold out. So you have to order one, and they take about 3 to 6 months for you to get it. Unless you catch them during the drops. The Combatant is a good knife for like tactical purposes, but more than anything, it's a great EDC option. It's one of their better EDC options. Now they've got it in ADCRV, and they've got it in, I think they've got this one in Magnet Cut. I think they do. Or they've got it in the blade steel that I've got right here, which is AEBL. Now, AEBL is a good steel. I've got an actual Bradford Guardian 3 right here in AEBL. Best EDC knife in the world right here. Fixed blade. Bradford Guardian 3 in AEBL. Fantastic knife. Holds up well. It's tough. Good edge retention. Decent edge retention. I like AEBL. No problem. But AEBL, for the price that this come in at, that was a little shocking. I was expecting, for the price that this knife was, for it to have better than AEBL. That's the only thing I'm going to say about it. Other than that, this thing is fantastic. Feels good in the hand, good jimping, good blade shape, great sheath. Great people, American-made people. They're fantastic. They're the best part about their company. It ain't their knives, it's their people. And that's the same with a lot of these companies. Bradford is the same exact way. Winkler, TJ Schwartz, they're great people. TKL, same exact thing. I love this knife, the Combatant, a great EDC option. I just really thought, don't get me wrong, I'm still tickled to death with this knife, and I can't wait to put it through the paces for EDC and really carry this a lot and you know, really get to know this knife really well. But it's already one of my favorite knives because it's a TKL and I absolutely love it. But I ain't gonna lie, that was a little shocking. You know, you can pay the price and get this with AEBL, or you can pay $100 more and get it with ADCRV. Maybe not $100 more, but it's considerable more with ADCRV or Magnet Cut. So AEBL it is, but I'm just surprised that that's the blade steel that they're offering. Now, nickel boron coating, yeah, it makes it a little bit more tough, corrosion resistant, stuff like that. But there you go. I'm not talking bad about that knife, by the way. That's a great knife. I hope everybody knows what I'm saying. I'm saving that knife for last. Here you go. The Bradford Guardian 3.5. This is probably, for more people, this 3 is going to be the best fixed blade EDC knife in the world. In my opinion, the best EDC fixed blade, not the best overall fixed blade. The best fixed blade for EDC. I think more people are going to like the 3 because it's going to fit more people's hands on average. So the 3 is probably the most popular way to go. Me, I've also got the 4. So for me, the 3 is a little too small for me for EDC, and the 4 is just a little too big for EDC. Still do EDC on the 4 and on the 3. I've done both. But the 3.5 is just a perfect size. Perfect size. Perfect handles, neutral handles, feel great in the hand. Good jimping on top. Fantastic jimping. Oh, great sheath. I had a little trouble with the sheath. I lined that right out. But great EDC shape. This is the best, for me, this is the best EDC blade in the world. Fixed blade. Bradford Guardians are the best EDC option you'll ever find, in my opinion. That's not a fact. It's not universally accepted. So if you don't agree, I understand. It's not a competition. You don't have to attack me over it. I wouldn't attack you over it. We just disagree, and that's okay. That keeps it from getting boring. In my opinion, though, the Bradford Guardian is the best EDC knife in the world. And this right here is in Magnet Cut blade steel. That blacked out blade, fantastic knife. Oh my God, perfect size. Perfect size for EDC for me, right there. TJ Schwartz, Overland. Boom! Come on now. I want the Overland Sport, but this is, in my opinion, the best overall fixed blade in the world. overall. It's good for EDC, it's good for outdoors, it's good for bushcraft, it's good for survival. It's slicey enough to be a food prep, camping knife, whatever. Strong enough to, this is in Magna Cut, by the way. Great jimping, great blade shape. This is a great knife for every purpose you need it for. You want to take it out and baton on it and use it for wood processing, for bushcraft, go for it. You want to use it for survival, go for it. It's going to be well. It's going to do really good. EDC, it's not too big. It's a great size, and it's choke up on it. Great knife for EDC. Got a good sheath. It's a little big, but this is a good size for most people for EDC. All the way around, everything about this knife, this is and it's got beautiful micarta scales on the handles that you can take off and change. This thing is the best overall fixed blade in the world, in my opinion. In my opinion, the best in the world overall. I think this is probably best for survival bushcraft. Guardian's best for EDC. This is best for overall. These ain't cheap. They're about $300, $320 for the Overland. You can get the Overland Sport, which is a little bit smaller. It's an even better option for EDC. But I like the Overland. I like the bigger size for overall, because I wouldn't use this for EDC only. I will use it for EDC, but when I'm just looking for an EDC fixed blade, I'm going with the Guardian. So I wanted it. I wanted the bigger option. So I can take this and do outdoor and bushcraft if I want, and still do EDC with it. So if that makes sense. The best knife right here. This thing is just fantastic. TJ Schwartz is a goat. He is a legend, and it's got a hole right here for a lanyard. Just what a beautiful blade shape. Perfect EDC knife. Not perfect EDC knife. Perfect overall knife. Perfect blade shape. I mean, this thing is just, it's got so many things going for it. And the last knife I'm going to show you is probably one of the most beautiful knives I've ever seen. And it is my Winkler. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. What an amazing knife. This is an ADCRV, so that's a high carbon steel, so it's going to be easy to sharpen. It's going to be extremely tough. Good edge retention. It's coated for the corrosion resistance and stuff. It's got good jimping on that thumb ramp right there. It comes with a gorgeous, beautiful sheath. Beautiful. The sheath is as nice as the knife is. Good good material on the handle. I can't remember what this is called, but it is just, oh my gosh, it is just such a beautiful knife. Winkler is fantastic. Winkler makes knives for Navy SEALs, DevGru. I watched, there is a, his last name is Holland, all right? He was a former DevGru guy. I'm a military buff. I didn't get to serve. Greatest regret in my life. Everybody knows me, knows that. I wear it on my sleeve. It's the one thing I was born to do. I didn't get to do. It drives me crazy every day. I wish I got to serve. But I do still love reading about military history, military people, you know, figures in history, figures in American military history. And there's a guy, Kevin Holland, who, from West Virginia, he retired from Navy in '95. He was a SEAL Team 6 operator. 2001 happens. He's a game warden in West Virginia. He's a game warden. He rejoins. He joins Delta, the Army's Tier 1 unit. Serves 20 years. He's the only guy to ever do that that I know of. I think there might have been one other guy who's done that. But he came after. Kevin was the first. Kevin Holland was the first. I think one other guy came after that might have done both. But I recently saw not a documentary, but I watched a video yesterday, I think it was, on him doing a speech at a church or something like that. I didn't get into all that part. But he was just doing a speech, and I liked hearing his story. And it was showing pictures of him, and he was with Winkler, holding a Winkler's knife. If you watch the Chris Pratt video or TV show, Terminal List on Amazon, he uses that hatchet in it. That's a Winkler hatchet. Jack Carr, the guy who wrote the Terminal List, he's got Winkler hatchets. Winkler makes awesome stuff for military people in the military right now. He is a legend. He makes some amazing stuff. They're beautiful, beautiful pieces. But man, let me tell you, they also are meant for a purpose, and they get the job done. I would never, I'm just going to be honest with you, this thing is too expensive for me. I know how people feel. You need to use what you have and have what you use. I'm the one that tells people to do that all the time. I say it all the time. Use what you have what you use. This is one knife that I will never, ever use. I will never beat on this. I will never mar this up. It is just too beautiful for me. This thing is gorgeous. I love this knife. I will never do anything with this. This won't ever cut a steak. It's just too pretty for me. It's beautiful. I love it. And it's really super expensive. These things ain't cheap. I think it was like $350. They might be more now, but I think at the time it was like $350. But what a beautiful, beautiful knife. This is my Winkler fixed blade. And that's what it's called, Winkler fixed blade. Fantastic knife. They also have these in brown. Oh, that's beautiful as well. I'd like to, I need to get another Winkler. I saw him at the, like I said, I think I said this once before in the live stream or something. I saw Winkler at Blade Show. He was at the booth. There was people talking to him. I really wanted to walk up and talk to him. I really wanted to fanboy out for a second. But there was people talking to him, and I wasn't going to stand in line to talk to nobody. It's just not me. I ain't doing it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not standing in line to talk to nobody. I would love to talk to him, love to shake his hand, tell him how much I loved his knives and stuff, but I'm not going to stand in line and do all that. He's got stuff to do. He was busy. I'm not going to be that guy waiting to bother somebody. It is what it is, though. But boy, I'd love to talk to him. So that is my American-made fixed blades. I will say this. It is really hard to tell a difference in this knife and this knife, or this knife and this knife. Which one is American-made? If I didn't know, I wouldn't know. It's hard to tell with a fixed blade which one's American and which one's not, unless you know the knives. You know the style, you know the look, you know the maker's mark, stuff like that. Fixed blades, it's a little bit more, it's just harder to tell the difference between a foreign knife, a non-American made knife, and an American made knife. Folders, you can spot them a mile away. That's an American made knife. Fixed blades, a little bit harder to do because there's some really good fixed blades out there, and there's not a lot to a fixed blade. But definitely support your local makers, support your American-made companies. It ain't about patriotism. It ain't about keeping people at work. It ain't about giving people jobs. It ain't about keeping the dollars inside of the American U.S. economy. It ain't about not wanting to support another government or not wanting to support another country. It ain't all about that for me. I don't get into the politics of it. It is what it is. I'll buy a knife from over there just like I will a knife from here. All of that does matter, though. You should buy a knife for patriotism. You should buy a knife to support people. You should buy a knife to keep people in business and to give people jobs. But the biggest reason why you should buy American-made is because of the skill and craftsmanship and how good they are. Just like the folders, American-made knives are awesome. Buy them for all that other stuff. But if you don't want to buy them for all that other stuff, buy them for one reason alone, because of how daggone good they are. They are awesome. These are some of the best knives you will ever come across, American-made knives, because they are up to a standard. It's just, it is what it is. I love these. I've got other ones. Maybe I'll do another video showing you some more American-made fixed blades and some more American-made folders. Regardless, the links for all these knives will be in the description below, and the links will be in the description below for the premium member knife of the month giveaway. We're getting close. We only got a week and a half, 2 weeks left until we will do the last day of the month, that giveaway for the knife of the month. And it will be a big knife, a nice knife. I don't know what it'll be yet, but it will be a very nice knife. Maybe we'll go with an American-made knife this time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. But it will be a nice one. Regardless, I'm Chrissy, I'm Professional Dad. I wish all of you sharp knives and happy lives. I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.